Hello and welcome to a Not So Awesome review, and today I'm doing something completely different. Now I want to try and keep this intro short because this video is already long enough as it is. So, really quick, about a week and a half ago, I found a video from this guy named Sasha, that's the name of the channel, called One Figure, 100 Poses. And I thought, I want to try that out because it sounds fun, it sounds challenging. I went to school for photography, and I wouldn't mind trying to do something like that with a figure where, you know, the subject is kind of static and everything. So, want to try it. Here we have it. Superman, Mezco, Christopher Reeves. I was going to go with Iron Fist. And Iron Fist, I'm going to say right now, probably would have been so much easier because he is very, very posable. Definitely has a bunch of more hands, and I just feel like I could have came up with stuff with him easier. Superman ended up being a lot more challenging than I thought. Getting to 10 took me a little bit, and I was like, okay, getting to 20, that took me a little bit longer. And then getting to 50 took a very long time, and I was like, okay, I'm done, I'm going to sleep. Next night, went back in there, and just getting to 60 was very, very challenging, and then stuff started falling into place because I did end up looking at some references online and trying to pose him after some other people. So maybe you'll recognize some of those poses later in the video. I figured, you know, the challenge is to get him into these different poses. It's not just to make up my own poses, you know, it's Superman. I want to try and do Superman type things. I did end up using a stand because why not? He comes with a stand, but I didn't use the Mezco stand because it has kind of like a jaggedy end, and I was just kind of afraid that I was going to end up ripping the suit with it, so that needs to be sanded down. I did end up using a Mafex stand because that works pretty good. I actually really like those. I wanted to limit myself. It's one figure, so I figured, okay, I will use everything that comes with the Mezco figure. Not everything necessarily, because I didn't use the diorama piece, and I didn't use one of the hands and the little kryptonite crystal things or the kryptonite necklace. I didn't use any of that. I used his different hands and his different heads, and that was it. I could have used the other stuff because, like I said, I didn't think to myself, alright, the challenge here is going to be use whatever the figure came with, and that's it. So I limited myself a little bit, but not too much, and it was still really difficult. I'm going to say that right now. Coming up with the poses kind of just right off in my head, right off the bat and everything, wasn't easy. Getting the flight poses wasn't as easy as I was hoping for. There was no real good way to do it in a timely manner where I could hide the stand or anything. Not like how I would want to do if I was like trying to take a really good photo where I could, you know, Photoshop the stand away and everything. There was no really good way to do that, again, in a timely manner. Just messing with the figure. Most of my time spent on this was balancing the figure or messing with the flight stand, which is why there isn't too many flight poses. There's a good amount, but not too many. So I want to put that out there. The background and everything could have been better. It's the same one you're seeing here in this shot right now, but again, I didn't know how this video was going to go. I didn't know how these photos were going to go, so I decided to just leave it somewhat generic. And for my next one, which I'm definitely planning to do a next one, I'm going to try and make things look a little bit nicer, a little bit more dynamic, maybe switch things around so it's not always the same background. We'll see how that goes, but that'll be in the future, not too far in the future, because I do want to do this again pretty soon. It was fun, but yeah, I want to say a few things is doing this, it definitely showed me kind of the limitations of the figure, with the legs not being able to like bend up to as far as I wanted them for certain shots. Having to navigate the arm certain ways, because every once in a while I'd get the arm up in a pose and I'd want to lower it, but then I'm like, wait, where's the joint? I have to find the joint under the cloth and everything. That was more of a nuisance than anything, but not too bad. The cape was definitely one of the more challenging things because although it is wired and it does give you a lot more posing options, makes things more dynamic, it does get in the way a lot, and a lot of the times it doesn't want to behave the way you want it to, and you have to move it around, shift things around. So the cape was definitely a challenge there, and I do wish he had a little bit better ankle pivot, because that was kind of an issue I was getting every once in a while where I couldn't balance him, and if I could just get the ankle to just come out a little bit more, I think I would have been okay. Aside from that, I think everything, you know, ended up coming out decent. There's maybe one or two photos that I'm not a huge fan of, somewhere in the middle there, but for the most part, I'm proud of what I came up with here. I'm sure, you know, if you gave this figure and the camera to somebody else, say, come up with 100 poses, only with whatever, you know, accessories that come with the figure, and yeah, you can use references from the internet. They might even come up with something completely different than me. There might be a few overlaps because I did use some kind of basic Superman posing, but I feel like this is something that if somebody else wants to try, chances are you're going to come up with something different than what I did. And that's something I'm a little bit worried about for future ones of these, is that I'm hoping I'm not going to be copying my own poses. I know some of them I will be, because I did reference some Dragon Ball Z in there for a little bit. So whenever I get to Goku, and I will be getting to Goku, because I'm excited for that one, I'm going to be doing his poses, and I had Superman here doing a couple of Goku things. So, yeah, this video is already going to be long enough. Sorry about all the rambling. I will have a shorter, condensed version on my Instagram if you guys want to check that out instead. And, yeah, music on here is going to be generic, obviously, because copyright. I would love to do the Christopher Reeves Superman theme, but again, copyright. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, if you guys have any recommendations for any figures you want to see in this challenge, let me know in the comments. If I have the figure, I'll look into it and see if I can do it. Like I said, a lot of these figures, they'll be a lot easier to do than other figures, like the Mezco Iron Fist is going to be a lot easier than the Superman. But then things like, if somebody suggests do Masters of the Universe Origins, I don't know how you could do 100 poses of a figure with that by itself. Maybe if you're having it fight different things, and I feel like there's a way to do it, but it's going to require accessories and stuff. You're not going to be able to pull that off with just one figure, or maybe you can. Maybe you can prove me wrong and do it, but there's definitely some figures that lend themselves to be able to do this a lot better than others. I think now I'm thinking, I wonder if I can do that with the He-Man. I'm probably going to try it with the He-Man at some point, but I'll change the rules for that one, again, you know, depending on the figure and everything. And yeah, so again, not my best work because I didn't know how this was going to go, but for the next one, a lot better. And enough rambling, this video is long enough. For anyone who sticks out and watches the whole thing, thank you. If you guys want to watch a short version, Instagram. And yeah, again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all later, and enjoy.